I done thrown a stick at him once. Go! I've got to get me a new BB gun. He was just chasing Rohan down the driveway, and I took off after him with the stick. Good morning. It's early. I know there's sun shining through that window, but it's actually pretty early. Tina called, woke me up, said that they were on their way to Uvalde, and their truck engine light, I think, came on. So I'm supposed to go, when she calls, when she's closer to Cleveland, then I'm going to go pick her and Rob up. And they're going to leave the car at the shop, the truck at the shop, and then I have to pick them up, I guess, and take them home. And then I guess they'll head to Uvalde tomorrow or later today. I don't know about later today or not. I think if you put your truck in the shop, unless they're going to do it in an hour or so, I would think I would just want to start out the next day. Anyway, I've got to go out because I've got those windows that I got for the chicken coop in the back seat of my truck still. I haven't put them in the barn. I don't know why. Well, I know why. Because when we left on vacation, which we've been back over a week, this going into 2 weeks we've been out. My Expedition is still parked in the carport. And that means you have to kind of scoot down beside it to get to the shop. So I need to back the Expedition out and then put my truck back under the carport and put all the stuff. And I've got to get some stuff done out there. I got to thinking, you know, I've got all that 105 siding that's for my bedroom. I just probably need to go and get it all, or either work on it right there, take a bunch of measurements, and just go out and cut a bunch of pieces and bring them in and put it up. So I can get all of that out from underneath my carport. Because I don't know how long it'll take these people to put Mom and Dad's house together. You know, to build it. I don't know how fast they work. I don't know if they'll be done in a week or 2 weeks. But at some point, I'm going to start needing to get going on that. I can't talk very long. I got to get this done before she calls me. But I will come back when all is said and done and I get back home. And I will finish this story. And I will see y'all later. All right, change of plans. I got out. Came back in to get my keys and my phone was ringing and it was Tina. I'd locked my truck last night and I forgot I'd locked it when I got back from Daniel and Lou's for cooking with Dan and Lou. I don't normally lock my truck, but for some reason, I guess I got out and locked it. I don't remember locking it, but it was locked. I come back in to get my keys and my phone was ringing and it was Tina, and she said, change of plans. So, she said they couldn't drop the trailer off and wherever she wanted to drop the trailer. So they're going to go ahead and go home. And she would just talk to me later. So I guess she hadn't called me back. So I'm assuming they're headed home to their house. So I don't know what's going to go on with the truck. Hopefully it's nothing, not too bad. And they can get gone pretty quick. Anyway, I'm still going to go out and get the windows out of the... I'm still going to do all the moving around of vehicles. And get the windows out. And then I think I want to go mow over at Tony's. We get some rain this evening, or it says. We were supposed to get rain yesterday, and it got really dark. I was gifted some pet food, and it came, praise God, right before it got, it was getting dark. And I said, Levi, go out there and get that really fast before it rains on it, because they didn't put it in the package box. They laid it across the top, which is, I'm just like, can't you tell that opens? I mean, it looks like it opens to me. I mean, even though I know what it is, I would think when you're walking up to it, you can tell it's a box that you could open a lid to, but they just laid it across the top. Anyway, and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, it's supposed to rain today, and you just laid this across the top. And what if I wasn't home to go out and get it and it poured on it? Praise God, though, it got very, very overcast, very dark, but it never It may have sprinkled a little bit, but it never really rained, praise God. So that was good. Anyway, so since it didn't rain, and now it's calling for a rain this evening, and I don't know what time. Well, it says between 2 and 4 we could get rain, for chances of rain. And I actually looked at the radar, and it does do a bunch of stuff all over my little pin of where we are. So I think I'm going to run mow Tony's really fast. And don't anybody ask me, why do you mow your son's yard? Because I mow my son's yard because I have a big 0-turn mower and I enjoy mowing. I actually would enjoy being out there instead of in here until it gets so hot I can't take it. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, did I already say it? Mom and Dad stuff is going to be delivered today. All the material that those men will be working with come tomorrow. That's awesome. Yesterday we went and picked up a sink for Mom. She found it on Marketplace for $40, and it was a really, really good price for, it's a stainless steel sink. It's a double basin, which I didn't think, when we were at the beach house, when she was washing some dishes, and she said, this is not a bad sink. This is not a bad sink. And I said, well, no, Mama. I said, most people have a double basin sink. I said, you had a double basin up until I put this big one in for you. And she goes, yeah, I guess I don't remember. And I said, I had a double until I got I love the single basin. I've always wanted a single basin, could never afford it. Even when I bought my first white porcelain double sink, if I'd had the money, I would have bought a single. If I'd had a lot of money, I would have bought a farmhouse, but I didn't have that. You would still get that single basin, but you get that pretty apron front. I would have loved that too, more. But I love this one. It gives me that old farmhouse sink, but still with that single big white. So anyway, but she found this one. She sent it to me. It was $40, and it said Cleveland. So when I put in the address yesterday, it said 9 minutes, and I figured we would be headed down 1010 going toward Cleveland. This Plum Grove doesn't have our own post office or anything like that. Our address is, you know, like my address, 10434 Plum Grove Road, Cleveland, Texas. And we're actually closer to Splendor, but this is the way it is. This is where we're at. So I just figured we'd be going back that way, and I didn't even think. But when I hit start, it said take 3550, 3550. Well, that's across the street in that neighborhood. And so really it was main drag, 2 or 3 roads over. There it was. He came out and met us with it. It's brand new. We'll still have to get a faucet for it. I think it has the single, like the one faucet that comes up and, you know, the knob will be on the side. So we'll have to make sure I have to look at it again, but I'm almost positive it was like the single faucet, not the 3 with each individual on and off. It's one knob on the side of the faucet, I'm sure. I mean, that's not the way it looks, but that's what we're going to have to get. Anyway, what else was I going to say? I guess that's it. I'm just going to run mow real quick. And then when I get done mowing, but before it rains, I don't know if it's going to rain. It says it's going to rain. Before that happens, then I'm going to get these vehicles changed out, put my truck under and get it cleaned out. And I do think in the next couple of days, I'm going to try to I'm not going to go into this heat. I would like to, but I just don't want to go into this heat building that the new coop. I don't think I have the energy to do it. I think I would rather do it when it's cooled off, start cooling off a little bit, where the mornings are a little cooler and stay a little cooler through the morning, and then get started. So maybe sometime in September or the 1st of October, I mean, you know, we're in Texas. It stays hot even in well, it's still hot in September. When we're on, I remember on that school bus, just melting on that bus and feeling so sorry for those kids. And kids are resilient, you know. They're all acting up and screaming and hollering. And I didn't have AC on my bus, so it was whatever the window and the fan would put on me is what the air I had, and the rest of them. Anyway, but probably about the first part of October, me and Mom and Levi will take a trip in October. I already tell y'all, well, we want to go and see the Passion Play in Arkansas. So we're going to do that. I told Mom it's only 550 miles from here to there. So that's not a really long trip. Like in mileage wise, so that'll be fun. Anyway, I don't know, just shooting the bull with y'all for I guess I'm making myself go outside anyway, but I will get on the lawnmower and run do that real quick and get that out of the way, so if we do get any more rain, because I was mowing his yard. Did I already say that too? I don't know what I talk about. I run my mouth half the time and I don't know what I'm saying. Well, I know what I'm saying, but I don't know what I've said previously, so y'all might be hearing it 2 or 3 times. I gotta put my charger in. I was mowing his yard the other day and it started raining on me, so I sat under some trees thinking maybe it'll stop, but it didn't, and so I finally just came home on the mower. I was soaking wet when I come in. Anyway, I'm gonna go out there and get that done, and then I'm gonna show y'all the because I know I did not show the windows. I'll show you all the windows as I put them in the shop later. But I'm going to let my phone charge because it's almost dead. Alright, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Alright, I've got Tony's mowed. Then I also, it didn't look like anybody had mowed Lester's driveway in a while, so I went ahead and mowed that. It looks really pretty. Now I'm fixing to go ahead and move the Expedition out and bring my truck under, and I will show you those windows. So give me 1 second. 1 second. Get out of here! I done thrown a stick at him once. Go! I've got to get me a new BB gun. He was just chasing Rohan down the driveway, and I took off after him with the stick. Then I picked up rocks. And he went down that way, but now he's back. Get out of here! Go! Get out of here! God, I hate people dropping off the damn, sorry, bad word, dogs. We have to deal with them chasing. Get out of here! Come on now, go! We have to deal with them. Or either people, that dog may belong at somebody's house, but they're not keeping it pinned up. Get out of here! Get! See, it's going to that house. I know it's a little dog, but it was fast as lightning after Rohan. Rohan was sleeping on the... That's where he was when I went out and checked the mail. Then all of a sudden I heard barking and looked up, and he was flying toward the house. So I guess it came up here, and he's on the porch now. Can y'all see him? I'm zooming in. He's laying on the corner of the porch right there, like looking. Get it, Mom. Get it, Mom. Come on, Jensen. I'm trying to look through the trees to see if it's went up on into that driveway, but I can't see it. My BB gun, my little rifle one stopped working. The little pistol one takes the little cartridges, and he must have went up in there. He's gone. He's not anywhere down here. He must have went up in that house. Oh no, there he is in the dadgum ditch right there. I can't do anything with him on the street. He's got to be on my property. I mean, I'm not going to chase him down the road. He's off my property. But that's the kind of stuff you got to worry about when they either don't keep their dogs pinned up, or it's somebody that's let a stray roam around, like dump the dog. That dog don't look like it's dumped. If it was dumped recently because it's fat. But I don't want some dog chasing my cats, especially my Rohan, my beautiful boy. He don't really go much further than that. Well, there's Smeagol. Smeagol, you better come back up here. There's a dog out there. Smeagol! Smeagol, there's a dog out there. He's going to get you if you don't come on. God, anyway. Alright, let me show you all these windows. Hold on. Alright, she said they came out of her daddy's house when they redid all the windows. So, he must live in a very old house. And there's 3 of them. But this one was intact. This is the one I told y'all she let me have the 2 for 30. I think 35. She wanted 45 or 50, I think, for all 3. Anyway, whatever it was, she messaged me and told me that her husband, when he was bringing them to their front porch, dropped that one. It slipped out of his hands or something, and he broke that pane. And I said, well, would you go ahead and throw that one in for free? And she said yes. So I'm going to use them, like, I'm going to kind of clean the paint off of them, redo the white, or either do a cream, because when I paint everything red, the siding of the house needs to be red. But I'm going to leave it the cream trim. So I may paint those cream. I'll scrape the white off of them that's on the panes. And then what I'll do is I'll put hinges on them. And I think I'm going to raise them up inside the chicken coop, raise them up and latch them when it's summer. And then over the hole where they're at, I will put hardware cloth and frame it in real nice. So it can't be, animals can't get into it. And then when it's wintertime, I'll just lower them. And I think that's going to work really good. So I'm really excited about them. I would have loved them to had like the 6 panes instead of just the 3. But it's totally fine. I got them at a good deal, and they're old. And this is the way they go, because you can see the ropes are still in them from when they had the weights. So they didn't go this way. They went this way. Doesn't mean necessarily I'll leave them like that. I may go with them vertical because I get more wood for hinges on these wide sides. So, we'll see. Although that's kind of weird because, no, they're backwards, aren't they? They were all kind of done different. Like, this is the rope. This is where the rope went. Here it was over here, so this is up and down, but this is thin, but the panes are going this way. This is your thick piece. But now this one, your ropes go. So I've got it in the same direction with the glass, but this is your thick piece. So see, this one's on the side, but this one's on the top. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. They're going to have hinges, and they're going to just have a chain, and it's like a little cup hook latch, like a whatever cup hooks are, but the big ones. And yeah, they'll just latch up out of the way during the summer. And when it's raining, especially a blowing type of storm, or when winter comes, maybe not all winter, but when we have our freezes, I'll lower them. I can't wait to get it done, but it's just too hot right now to work on it. And Mom and Dad's house starts tomorrow. So that's going to be, I'm going to go down there and sit out there with Mom and watch for a little bit. I don't know what I was saying earlier. I guess that's it. I just mowed today. I mowed, and I got these out of the truck. But I found some stuff that didn't get brought in the house, and crafty stuff. My Expedition's running. I just put a new battery on the Expedition a while back, but when I come out and started it, did that slow start. But it's been sitting here since before we left on the trip, on our beach trip. So Anyway, I don't know. I don't know why it did that. I sure hope I'm not going to have an issue. And I need gas. So I hate letting it sit out there and run when I need gas because it says low fuel. At least I don't have to go across the street. Anyway, I'm going to go. I love you guys. God bless y'all. It's no big deal video. Nothing exciting going on except for these beautiful old windows behind me. I'm still looking for a door. I thought about a storm door. And then I thought, what if I just get a door, wooden door? I pretty much need it to be, I'm assuming that you can still buy solid doors. It's just nowadays everybody wants to use those hollow core doors. And they're fancy, and some of them they look sort of like cottagey because they kind of got an arch in them and got the bead that goes down like a bead board and all that kind of stuff. But I'm assuming you can still go to Home Depot or any of those places and buy a solid core door. It's just a slab of wood. But even if I found a cheap one but antique, it's going to be a roof over it, and it's going to have that little porch, so it will be completely out of weather. But I was thinking, even if I can't find one with windows or panes in it, I can still measure and make sure I could buy an old cheap window. I mean, you can get, some of these people are selling their old antique windows for 20 bucks or 25 bucks. So if I could find a door for 25 or 30 bucks and then cut out that panel and just screw a window to it just to be done, I could do that. I was just thinking storm door, it wouldn't be antique. There would be nothing antique about it, just the windows on each side. But if a storm door, I could raise the glass, because you know you can raise them and lower them, and the screen is there, even if the screen is missing. I found 2 doors, storm doors. One, the screen was intact, one, the screen was missing. But I wouldn't need the screen if I could get the cheaper one. Because I would cover where the screen goes, I would cover that with hardware cloth. So you're still getting the airflow through the chicken coop, but no animal can get in. So, I mean, it's not like we got big animals that tear down doors like Bigfoot or a bear. We just need to make sure the door is shut and it's tight, nothing can open it, and a coon can't get in, or a possum. So, anyway. Alright, I'm going in, I'm hot and I'm hungry. And I'm going to have leftovers because we had spaghetti yesterday. That's what I made for Sunday dinner. And I'm going to go in and heat me up a little bit with some garlic bread and sit and watch a movie. I was talking about that, I know it's right up on me. I'm sorry, give me a minute. Alright, I'm going to go. I love you guys. God bless y'all. And I'll see you later. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.